Hello, this is part 2 on how to use the SkyScape. In this part, we will see how to change the time and synchronize with the current date. To start, the first thing we have is to select the SkyScape, and here we will see a menu, which is this one, the zoom configuration, which we can open. And what we're going to do here is tell it. To change the time, simply the time we start, we can tell it here, for example, that we start at 15 hours. We press play, and when we press play, we will see that the sun is a bit more over here. Why? Because we changed the initial time, so it moved to 15. The problem is that at this moment we cannot see what time it is because we have no way to visualize it. For that, there is a widget which I will create in the first person. I'm going to go to gameplay, create the widgets, and here we are going to put BP hour version 2. From here we will get an add to viewport. Having that now, when we hit play, we'll see that a widget is created here telling us that the time is 1500 hours or 3 in the afternoon, and it also tells us the date, season, and temperature. In this tutorial, we are going to cover the topic of time and the topic of a date, and we will look at the season and temperature much later because they are used for other things. Well, now yes, we have this here that allows us to change the hour at which we start, right? For example, if we set it to 20, which means 8 in the evening, we will start, and it will be with a starry sky. All of this can be configured later, which will also be explained in a later tutorial on how to use the saved sky. And the important thing here is that we also have the star del, star month, and the star year. For example, we can say that it is the 10th of the month 7 of the year 2024. And when we press play, we will see that it tells us the date is the 10th of the 7th of 2024. What else do we have? Well, the year and all this has a problem now. And it is that, for example, it's all good, but imagine that, for example, in your game, you need a day to last 20 minutes instead of lasting in real time. Well, let's set it to 12. And we can say here that an hour is going to last 50 seconds. If we tell it puede ser an hour lasts 50 seconds, the sun will start moving. It moves slowly, but it moves. However, if we were to tell it that an hour lasts 10 seconds, we will see the movement of the sun become a bit faster. And like that constantly. For example, if we set it to 1, we see it move super fast, and when it reaches 12, here it will add 1 instead of being 10. It will become 11. And at 6 in the morning, the sun will rise over the horizon. And that is with the parameter duration. We tell it how long 1 hour lasts. And that helps us control the climate issue. Now, what we see is that 2 days have passed within the game. The thing is, if I now hit escape and then play again, what happens is it tells us that the date is still the 10th of July because it wasn't saved. The system has a save system. If we go down here and go to the save system, we can activate the save system to start. And here we tell it to save the time and also save the date. And here what I'm going to do is set a debug key 3 on the character and a debug key 4. From here we are going to put a SkyScape get reference and a branch. Ready. And here we're going to put save game. And in this one we will put say game delete, meaning delete it. I'm going to do it quickly like this to delete because I already had a previous save. hit play. Now what it's going to do is tell me the date I have. We're going to speed up time by setting something very low here, so it goes much faster. The date. Ready. There, we have that. It's 3 o'clock. Let's move it forward a little so that it's early, so we can see better. And now we will press. Which button? It was 3. We will press 3. And there it is saved. When we press play again, we will see that the time is 8 o'clock and the date is the 8th of August, 2024. To see all this better, I'm going to switch to debug mode here, which is for development in case there is a problem or something doesn't look right. We press play and it shows us a bunch of data here. But for example, if I now read 3, here it says SkyScape successfully saved in slot search. And if I read 4, say saved successfully deleted, it was deleted. This is good for the save system because we can debug if it is saving or not. And well, that's it for now with the save system. And lastly, one thing we also have is that, for example, we can say start with real time, which allows us this. Well, first of all, to use this, it's better to deactivate the save system. And when I pressed play, what it does is take the current time and the current date. If we look here, it's the 10th of January 2025, and it's, well, since I have this quite fast, it went away, but we're going to set it to real time. And here you see 1952 January 10th, 2025. This allows us to start with real time in case we might need it for some mechanic or something. We can use it from there. And well, for now, that's it for the second part, which is the basics of time. In the third part, we will look at rain, snow, and the weather changes.